All right. Basically, when you think about packaging your product, packaging is a little bit a function of your market, right? And based on your market dynamics, you're going to want to pick different type of packaging structures. And this slide just lays down more of like a Lego block approach to your packaging. You could have a very monolithic packaging, simple packaging, I would say, or you could have more complex. And why would you have such simple or more complex pricing? So Netflix, for example, wants to reach the whole world, right? If you want to reach the whole world, you're probably going to want simple packaging so it's easy for people to understand you and adopt, right? It's for households, individual consumers, and there's not going to be too much like 4 10x difference in willingness to pay in these consumers. Within USA, there's going to be a little bit of difference. Within different countries, there's going to be a little bit of difference. Now, let's switch to the other end of the spectrum. Let us say you are selling to let us say you're only selling to retail banks or financial services industry in the US. So you're primarily going to make money from Fortune 500 or Global 2000 institutions. Within Fortune 500 institutions, these deals could range from half a million to 3 to 4 to 5 million in revenue. When you have deals with so much variation, how are you going to create packaging to account for it? You cannot do the Netflix model because that means I have just one thing. I'm selling one thing at one price, or maybe it scales a little bit. Really, to solve the need for a complex financial institution, you want to give them a lot of options so that they can get something that is really well tailored to them, that single bank, right? And if that single bank sees something that is really well tailored for them, you get to maximize that $5 million budget they had for something like you. And that is where pricing starts to become a lot more bespoke because you're trying to maximize those $5 million. You will extend your sales cycle to make sure you get that. So pricing is then a function of the nature of your business. Slack is somewhere in the between. Slack has mid-market customers, SMB customers. It also has enterprises, but it's certainly not just selling to just selling to 50 retail banks. And it is also not in the spectrum of Netflix that every consumer is going to use them. So you have options of how to package, but your option on how to package are dependent on the nature of your market. And now that you understand the options, you can choose where you want more simplicity, where you want more complexity. So next slide will show an example. This is Figma, I went to Web Archive and I picked. Now they are a little more complex, but earlier on they were as simple as this: that hey, there is a starter thing. This is what you get in the starter plan. Then there is a professional plan. There is an organization plan, and professionals get more collaboration features, team libraries, things like this. And organizations get organization like design systems, centralized teams, private plugins, administration, SSO, and so on. Picked Figma because Figma has a packaging structure that just does not take good, better, best and blindly applies it. Figma understands that this is what a professional is really going to value. Figma understood that this is what an organization is really going to value. And therefore, these additional features will offer them more value and we can charge for it. So they really tailored the good, better, best to the nature of the organizations they were selling to. This is an example of good, better, less done well. I will mark done well because most people do not do it well. They just slot features blindly, right? This is where somebody was cognizant about the needs of different segments. Next slide is an example of complex pricing, right? This is ServiceNow. This is from Reddit. Custom quotes for every organization. ServiceNow does not disclose product pricing. If you're interested, your deal could be 10K or even 5 million per year. As a pricing person, I'm saying good job. There are many enterprises, there are many people in the enterprise pricing world who price like this, and this is right for them. There is a dogma in pricing where it says everything should be transparent. Why should everything be transparent? If I'm selling to JP Morgan and I'm selling to the retailer down the street, it should not be transparent because JP Morgan is going to pay me 5 million. I'm not going to have the same pricing. So service now, this is what complex enterprise pricing looks like. There are core modules, ITSM, ITOPM, HRSD, SecOps, right? You can buy any one of those scale with per user. Then you have add-ons and integration. Custom AI models are 50 to 60% of base license. When I created pricing models at Narvar, I said it is percentage of base and not a fixed price add-on, because then I can scale the volume, scale the add-on based on the customer, right? This is what does that allow me to do? It allows me to capture the willingness to pay from a large whale, like a customer that is a whale, and I capture all of the price point. So in these cases, customers are not going to be able to have the same pricing. The pricing starts to become more bespoke. Then they have professional services, they have training and certification. So many organizations will benefit from having price books that are not disclosed externally, price books that even customers find hard to compare. And because you are trying to maximize the market from some companies,